Mr. K.R. Dinesh is consultant for electric audit. He's based out of Bangalore. He's been serving in the construction industry since 34 years, and he handles pre-tendering and post-tendering audits. He's dedicated electrical project management consultancy services. He's an electrical safety auditor. He handles projects over audit from electrical contractor to the client. He's a skill development trainer, conducts professional workshops on basic skills required for practicing engineers of the construction industry to execute electrical installation works with the best practices of the industry. Let me invite Mr. Dinesh to start his presentation, please.
So, what is an electrical audit? Review of electrical design made by the electrical consultant and the electrical contract work executed by the electrical contract will be put into scrutiny. Precisely, that can be called as an electrical audit. Why do you require an electrical audit? We completely depending upon electrical maintenance team, even by an electrical engineer or even electrician. We can't install standby infrastructure like the generator, panel, cabling, and wiring. We are completely depending upon single infrastructure and expecting all of them to be in place and readiness for 24/7. It's possible only if we have periodical building electrical health checkup for the electrical infrastructure, like the way hospital industry recommends for preventive health checkup for human body. Neglecting the periodical electrical health checkup is a serious disaster which will lead to electrical short circuit or electrical accidents at the cost of human life, threat to electrical infrastructure, interruption of power, loss of revenue due to electrical breakdown. We can keep the electrical infrastructure in readiness for 24/7 by introducing buildings electrical health check. Electrical audit can be introduced in two stages. One, pre-construction audit, and second, post-construction audit. In pre-construction audit, design and the tender document can be put into scrutiny. In second, post-construction audit, again, there are two categories. Project handing over audit for the electrical contractor's work which is being executed. That can be taken over by a third party and he can take the handover and in his presence, that could be handed over to the client or the landlord or the building owner. The second one is buildings electrical health checkup. It is an advanced concept of electrical safety audit. Let us understand what are the advantages of buildings electrical health checkup. In this, the design will be put into review. And second, we have to create an as-built drawing. We are completely depending upon the electrical as-built drawing submitted by the electrical contractor. More precisely, the same drawing would have been given to the departmental purpose, but that is not the actual genuine drawing, which is genuinely required for the maintenance of the building. So we need to create an as-built drawing as per the actual work which is being constructed at site, and review of complaints report submitted to the electrical inspectorate by the electrical contractor. In most of the times with a periodical inspection, which will happen on annually. So most of the time, the comments would have been considered by the electrical contractor and you would have given the complaints report without even attending all the comments made by the electrical inspectorate, which requires a scrutiny for the complaints. And review of electricity bill for the actual load which is being consumed in the electrical installation. It may be underutilized or overutilized. Either the way, we need to regularize the load. There is also a revenue which can be encashed. And the fifth one, thermography. So thermography, the complete electrical installation should be under the control of normal room temperature. The electrical infrastructure, due to overloading or loose contact, the temperature of the electrical infrastructure like cable, wiring, and switch case might go up. So we can bring it down to normalcy with a thermography test. And assessment of harmonic effect to get the quality power by the power analyzer. We can introduce the harmonic filters to reduce the distortion in power quality, which will add the revenue to the electricity bill also. And physical inspection of terminal points of switch gears, cable, and other things. We might be having the capacitor bank, which might act automatically, but in spite of having the automatic power factor bank, we don't know whether it is functioning or not. That requires a thorough study. And that will also lead for power factor penalty from the department. MCCB performance has to be tested through the test kit. We might be having the MCCB switchgear, which is a device which acts for overload and short circuit and ground fault also, but it might be normally functioning. We don't know what is going to happen in the during the usage of several years, which requires a thorough study. And performance test of earth station and earth continuity conductors. We might be having that station, but we don't know whether it is active or not. And for the entire audit, whichever is going to be done on the basis of building's electrical health checkup, a cost estimate will be prepared for all the remedial measures, which has to be taken up by the hospital owner through their own choice of electrical contractor in cost estimate on priority basis, which are supposed to be changed. And there are some other areas which is non-priority items, which may need to be changed maybe after 1 year or 2 years. This cost estimate will provide where overall approximate expenditure going to be incurred for this purpose. A comprehensive audit report will be prepared with a photograph, test report, cost estimate, comments, and the remedial measures to be taken up. So with a comprehensive audit report, the client or the building owner, he can take it forward and that can be rectified, get it done through his own choice of electrical contractor. Once that is being done, a post-audit inspection will be conducted to confirm the satisfactory implementation of audit report. By doing all this exercise, we can come to a conclusion. We can ensure uninterrupted power supply to the electrical installation. Electrical installation would be free from electrical accidents, avoiding breakdown maintenance. Electrical infrastructure would be safe and healthy. Maintenance team can handle the situation effectively. This will avoid reinvestment on electrical infrastructure again and again. Money spent on electrical safety and audit will contribute for return on investment. And most of the time, we think whatever the electrical contractor has done the work, the moment he energizes the transformer, we feel complete electrical installation is the work of the electrical installation completely completed. It is not so. It is not true. But the landlord or the owner of the building, he should be well aware there has to be a proper project handling or audit. Then only you can say that the installation is free from all the defects. Otherwise, it is not possible to run the show like the way you are having only one equipment. And if you are having the second equipment in the hospital industry, that is going to be used regularly. Otherwise, there is no point in going for second equipment. Like the way we also have to have second line of infrastructure, but practically it is not possible to spend money on electrical infrastructure as a standby. We can have the machinery as a standby, but it is not possible to have the secondary line of action. So we should ensure the power supply given to the electrical infrastructure, which is being installed in the original state of affairs, that has to maintain and last long forever. That is only possible by accepting an electrical safety audit, getting into the picture with a professional way. Then only we can ensure, and we can ensure the safety of the electrical equipments and the infrastructure. So, thank you.
Sir, I have a question. So normally when you do audit, do we have interruptions to the power supply to the building? Does it affect the hospital's day-to-day running, or how many days does it take to audit the building without interruptions? How does it generally happen? Because it's a new chapter, new system that any hospital has to now follow from now on.
See, this building's electrical health check for any old installation, at least once in 5 years, it is definitely required. And afterwards, once in a year, they can have the annual general checkup. But one complete thorough audit is necessary to maintain the installation readiness.
Okay, but
We go for maintenance where there is a breakdown, but we can avoid using, we can restore the power within very, very short span.
correct, sir. But will there be interruption to the power? Do we need to switch off the power while doing audits? Is there a necessary like that?
No, we can balance. These can be handled on load with a power supply in on-load position only.
On-load position only. So basically,
Without disturbing the routine activity of the hospital, this can be conducted.
okay. All right. And on the harmonic effect, how do you look at it, sir? I mean, is it part of the audit generally? From the variable frequency drive?
It is part of the audit. Yeah, this power analyzer has to be introduced in the main source. There we will get to know the distortion level. And based on that, we have to introduce the harmonic filters. So thereby, the energy consumed in the installation, the losses will come down. In turn, the electricity bill will come down also. And in turn, it will contribute for savings of money also.
Okay. And this thermography is done by certain equipment, and that will be brought in by your team when they do the thermography tests?
Yes, yes, sir. All in one roof.
All in one roof, okay. This will be an eye-opener to all the attendees on this session, because from now on, electric audit is mandatory system for any hospital. So please look at it very seriously and identify what has to be done, how it has to be done, and make it as a part of your normal policy, which is to be followed annually. Thank you, Mr. Dinesh, for your time. I think the attendees would have taken a lot of knowledge from this particular chapter and your session that has just ended now. Thank you once again. Thanks from Kaho. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.